Hello, how you doing? Since I've started your training partner, I've heard some really inspiring stories from the members. Some are really incredible, but there was one story what somebody told me what really stood out. It was a friend of a friend what told me, but I wanted to go out there and to try and speak to and reach out to the guy so we could tell the story. The guy's called Jonathan White, and he set up a business called Y for Fitness, and this is his story. I hope you enjoy it. I'm with Jonathan at Wired Fitness, and I personally was really inspired by your story. And I'd like you to explain a little bit about what brought you to set up this business.
Yeah, obviously always been involved with sport from a personal point of view. And then 18 months ago, while I was playing a knockout rugby league tournament, just touch and pass, nothing too heavy. I had the first game, was walking off, felt a little bit dizzy, and then 5 minutes later, I was waking up having had a cardiac arrest. So I ended up having received CPR there and then on the pitch and receiving a defib shock to my heart. That was enough to bring me back round. I just felt, I didn't feel anything other than a little bit of embarrassment really to start with.
So you remember nothing about it happening?
Nothing. All I can remember, no pain, nothing. All I remember was feeling embarrassed really, saying I want to get back up and play because I felt alright.
So you wanted to get back?
Yeah, I thought I just fainted. I thought I passed out, so I was a bit embarrassed. Intensive care for 3 days over the bank holiday of the Jubilee. Then basically had loads of tests, scans, this, that and the other. Ended up having an operation to have an ICD fitted, which is in my chest now with wires. And that's the beginning of really why the business is called Wired for Fitness, because I am wired. I've got wires that run into my heart.
Tell me a little bit about this
I
because I'm dying
so
to hear
obviously we're in a garage, and I call it my gym, but it's still a garage. I wanted some wall art, something a bit more punchy, bright, cheery, other than all the black that we see around, which is part of my logo in and branding. So I got in touch with a lady, Jennifer Elson, who's a local artist, really talented lady, and she also does wall work. So she came over at Christmas, spent 2 days putting this masterpiece together.
Right, it's beautiful.
It is amazing. She's included some of my core words with the believe, success, inspire, don't give up, biggie. And obviously it's quite nice for people when they come and train just to have that as a backdrop as well. You know, it brightens the place up. And it tells a story about me, and it's her interpretation of me with the bolts and pieces coming off, flying off, and rivets all over the place, because that's a little bit about what's happened to me and what the sort of story is behind why I do and what I'm doing.
Hello. So what do you think to the story? So if you need any more evidence that this actually happened, this is Jonathan's jersey from the night in which that incident actually happened.
Stairs section, which I've developed over the last year. So to begin with, I just did up to this section here with the 3 1-metre tiles. I've stuck in the Olympic bars, the Olympic weights, rig, TRX for a bit of functional style training, and a really natty bit of kit, which is a box gym, which gives me quite a lot of different options when I'm training with the cables. On this side, obviously, got all my bikes still up from when I was doing my triathlon, which adds a little bit to the depth. Punch bag, which I've just put in for this year. So downstairs is where we do a lot more of the functional type stuff, the throwing about, the heavy weights, the heavy lifting. Upstairs, as you can tell, it's a little bit lighter, so I tend to have sessions up here with people working a lot more closely on the form, the style, the posture. We've obviously got the big mirror at the end. Exactly the same setup with all the kettlebells, smaller slam balls, sandbags, resistance bands. Obviously we've got the Rogue assault bike, which is basically for anybody who wants to chuck up. The rower, some old school heavy weights, balance boards, which I do quite a lot on. We were working with people's balance and stability, plyometric or plyo foam, where we're doing quite a bit of intense work, again with balance, squatting. Whole range of dumbbells which are exactly the same set as what we've got downstairs. More stability stuff with the stability ball, the mats. Most importantly, when it gets hot in the summer, air conditioning.